Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom and Aries New Moon cards and fun facts and a challenge for March 27th through April 2nd, 2022. But you can look at this video anytime. Anyway, we have a big week ahead of us and going to get started. So I think this may be a little bit of a long video. So here we go. And I'm hoping that you are liking the way that I'm presenting this and give me some feedback because I do like these presentations. They make it easier for me to pull everything together. So we're coming into the Aries new moon, new beginnings ahead. Today's show will include the Aries New Moon Challenge, Aries Season Fun Facts, cards for all zodiac signs, and the Aries New Moon chart for astrology. I'm putting up the new moon times for various locations to help you out. This will definitely help with the new moon challenge that I have for everyone, from Eastern Standard Time to the UK, all the way to Cape Town, South Africa. And you'll see that in various parts of the world, this new moon occurs either very late, Thursday, March 1st, 31st, or very early Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. So I do have the new moon chart, really not going to touch a ton on this because I want to get to the cards and everything else I have in store for you. This is set up for New York, New York. And from the East Coast United States point of view, we have the moon and the sun conjunct in Aries in the fourth house, also conjuncting Mercury and Chiron. So I feel as though there's going to be a lot of healing coming from this new moon. It will involve ourselves, our self-image. It could also involve our communications, the restrictions at play. Now, just show you real quick, we have Mars septiling the moon, the sun, and Mercury. That is fated and destined energy that's coming in. So Mars, the planet of action and energy, is making an aspect septile 51 degrees to the moon, to the sun, and Mercury. So it's our emotions, the way that we shine our light, the way we speak our words, something in a power play possibly happening there. Also, too, Saturn septiling the moon and the sun. So I feel as though there is going to be some sort of control or power plays that, you know, can come into place, you know, especially when we're dealing with the collective, which is the moon, and those that are in charge, so to speak, the sun. Aspects of ourselves are changing. It's us building new foundation with the rising sign in Aries. Pluto, things are transforming. And I love part of fortune when we can change and transform and even heal ourselves with Chiron. We can bring about beautiful changes. Now, things are a little dreamy in the third house here on the East Coast with Jupiter and Neptune coming to a conjunction. That actual conjunction will be April 12th. And we can look at that in two different ways, but I'll save that for another video for another time. And unexpected pleasures coming through with Uranus and the North Node getting ready to conjunct themselves, so in the fifth house here. So pleasure, romance, joy, our children feel being like a child again, or finding our inner child, so to speak. So I do love that. I love that energy. Get rid of these. Just go back to that full moon chart. You want to pay attention to where this is showing up in your own chart real quick. And I can never get these sliders to work correctly when I want to. We're looking at 11 degrees of Aries. So where does that fall in your chart? You'll also, for the power and control, you're going to be looking at, you know, somewhere between 19 and 26 of Aquarius, where our dreams and wishes come in. It's around the 20s of Pisces. The unexpected pleasures, the excitement will be showing up in Taurus between about 12 to 25 degrees of Taurus. And then where the transformations are taking place is wherever you have Capricorn in your chart. Where are we letting go of things? Well, to me, that would be where this South Node is in Scorpio. So you want to take a look at those places in your chart. If you don't know how to pull a chart, I have a video on that in my tutorial playlist, so you can check that out. It's super easy. Now we're going to move on. All right, so I have a really exciting challenge for you. At least I thought it was exciting. I saw a video on Astrology Hub the other day, and they were talking about this, you know, vision boarding for the Aries new moon. And so Aries ushers in new beginnings and a clean slate for all of us. We want to begin with a clear mind, body, spirit, and space. It is the astrological new year. Clear the clutter. So work on this now. Hopefully you're watching this video during the weekend that I publish it, which would be March 26th, 27th. You want to clear the clutter, work on this now. I said that already, duh. Before the new moon on March 31st or April 1st, depending on your time zone. So I have them published right here. You want to work on clearing the clutter before that time period. Then we're going to be vision boarding. I am not one to do a vision board. I've tried it. It never seemed to really work, maybe because I made the vision board and put it away. I think part of the magic of it is really putting true intention into it, figuring out what it is that you want, but you have to keep it within sight so that you're seeing it every day. And this way you're thinking about it every day. And that way, the energy of that vision board is constantly going out into the universe. So beginning at the new moon in Aries, and I put those dates and times. I said it would follow, but I switched the slides around. Do not begin making this vision board before the new moon. So you could be contemplating as you're clearing the clutter, thinking about maybe the things that you would want on your vision board, but you're not actually going to create it, because once the new moon hits, you may find that you don't put those things on the vision board, or maybe something else catches your attention when you're going through photos, whether it be in a magazine, online, maybe even looking through your phone at old things, you know, like I take a lot of screenshots, I take a lot of photos. There are a lot of words of inspiration that I save that I never seem to make it into the post, because I don't want to post 50 times a day, but my phone is chock full of stuff. Anyway, you want to create this board between the start of the new moon up through April 4th. So that would be the first quarter moon. That is the most potent. However, we're still in the full moon Virgo cycle. So you can technically make the vision board up through the next full moon, the beginning of the next full moon, which is April 16th. That's our dead stop date. So do not create after that day. You want to think about what you truly want to bring in this year. What seeds do you want to plant? Gather photos from magazines, books, digitally, online, etc. Use the feng shui bagua, where to place the photos, and I have that on the next slides. Only create the board for yourselves. We are being a little selfish, so no wishes for our kids, partners, friends, etc. Although the sentiment is sweet, energetically, we cannot manifest for another. And so I even wonder about that with prayers, when we're praying for another person, because technically we can only really pray for ourselves, to be honest. And maybe that'll be another discussion for another time. If you have questions about that, feel free to ask. But even in astrology, or even in tarot, an astrologer or tarot reader cannot answer questions about another person for that person. It really only has to be specific. Now, you know, if you, I won't even get into it and take up the time here, but we can't screw with the free will of another person. And so, you know, we want the best for our kids, partners, friends, coworkers, whatever, but we don't have an effect on that, just so you know. So you're wasting your energy. Focus on yourself. All right, once created, place somewhere that you can see it every day. Do not be tempted to change anything on the board after the dead stop date of April 16th. This would especially be true for Geminis and maybe Pisces, that dual sign, but we don't have any retrograde planets, so we're not as tempted as if this was happening on a retrograde. But Geminis would have a tendency to want to change it up, remove something, put something in, try to, you know, keep it very clean. Allow this to manifest as is. Expect miracles to begin quickly. This Aries new moon in particular is super fast manifesting. I feel like it's creative fire, like things are going to really be rushing through. Be patient though, because big movement can occur from now, I can't even talk, from now. Expect things to really start showing up by the Cancer new moon on June 28th. And then we'll do another check-in on the Libra new moon, September 25th, and the Capricorn new moon, December 23rd. Those are when the new moons occur on the angles, those beginning points, the equinoxes and the solstices. So very interesting. I hope you're excited about this. I mean, like I said, I am not a vision boarder, so it's going to be a stretch for me, but I really want to see if this plays out. You know, maybe I'm just putting a couple things up on the board. I really want to see if it works. So why not? We've got nothing to lose by trying this, right? And, you know, I think you can even do it digitally by making a collage on your phone, or maybe through Canva online, or, you know, Instagram. You can make a grid on Instagram. So here's the bagua, the feng shui bagua. So, you know, I've written a lot of articles about feng shui. I know I've posted the baguas before. Maybe I'll get into that a little bit more, but when you're looking at your vision board, use this as a grid to put your pictures in these specific places on your board for those specific things. Now, when it comes to children, this would, of course, be, I wouldn't put a wish for your children, but maybe, you know, like a heart, happiness, and health, and something like that. You know, of course you want to do that, but you got to be really careful, because I was watching this video about this, and you know, somebody had placed a picture of them and their child in that part of the grid right here, and they wound up having like sentimental issues all year long with that child. I'm going to point that out. Needing that mother's attention, and it's a grown adult child. And so, you know, we should be focusing on ourselves. But anyway, if you don't understand what I'm saying here about setting up your board, like, okay, up here, say this is my board, I'm going to put pictures maybe of what wealth looks like to me, fame. And this wouldn't really necessarily be like internet fame. This would be like recognition in the outer world. This is love, family, etc., etc., etc. You can set it up any way you like. This is just a suggestion for creating a balance of energy. And then here's a little bit more of a description. And I did include this down here, because when you're using a Bagua, you stand at your front door and you hold this grid in front and imagine like that's your room, and you'll place, you know, remedies in those areas, or you can even use this as the grid of your whole house. But once again, for the vision board, these are the areas that you're going to place those specific things of pictures or symbols. You can even draw your vision board. You know, you can get really creative with this, but I wanted to put these up there to, so that you can come back to this video. You can take a screenshot or pause it on here when you're creating your vision board. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a leg up energetically. And so that's it. Let's get cracking on that. Come back and look at those slides so that you can see the dates and the suggestions. So some Aries season fun facts. Aries ushers in the astrological new year. This is traditionally when the new year was celebrated before Julius Caesar changed it to January 1st. Interesting that the energy was shifted from the ram to the goat, but more importantly, from the self and the I am of that Aries to government control, finances, money, you know, but that's controlled outside of ourselves, right? It has been said that it may have been created for tax collection purposes. Since news traveled very slowly back then, it took a very long time for cities and villages to be informed about the new year change. And because of that, those celebrating the new year on April 1st, or most likely the vernal equinox, they were known as April Fools by those that were already in the know in the larger cities such as Rome, or maybe Paris or London. Some peoples continued, and they still do today, I know I do, to celebrate the new year at the Aries March spring equinox. And that's for the Northern Hemisphere. I'm sorry, my friends down under. And it's because they knew the power of this time of year. You too can harness this auspicious power of the time. And I think it has to do with, you know, doing this vision board. What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing, right? All right, some more Aries info, just so that you know, the symbol of the ram, the ruling planet. It rules the first house. The element is fire. It's a cardinal moon, meaning the beginning, the starter. And the key word is to assert. So it is that energy and aggression. But, you know, I have another video that I'm going to put up because Mars shows up. Every sign, every planet has a light and a shadow side, but Mars can be extremely over the top. So I have another video coming up about that soon. Cards for all zodiac signs. I know you guys love this. I just wanted to show real quick that Aries rules the first house and it's ruled by Mars. It's that fiery, aggressive energy. Carnelian comes to mind, getting things done, maybe not taking so many naps for myself. All right, so you want to check your sun sign, rising sign, and descendant moon sign, right? And I'm going to, what am I going to do? Give full screen here. So Aries, I pulled water, and my first thought with that was, oh, maybe the Aries are like really boiling over the top. They need to cool down. They need a cool drink of water. And so the invitation is when water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. I love that, because a lot of times Aries want to rush through everything. They want it to happen now. They want it to happen yesterday. This is about going with the flow. Taurus, the tree of life. I love that. And the invitation here says to find health and balance in your life. Reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you are caught in a mechanical doing and you are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. I love that. Gemini, soul retrieval. This one made me a little nervous, being a Gemini sun. The invitation here is you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. Oh, I love that. I really kind of wasn't expecting that. Cancer. And that is the Smoky Mirror. Seems a little ominous, doesn't it? All right, Cancer. The invitation here for you is when the symbol of the smoky mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of the human journey are celebrated. The beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are in your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortion you see now. I don't know why I couldn't read that. So I love that. And it makes me think about the foggy, cloudy mist that the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, which would be trining whatever we have in Cancer, that could be creating a fog over us mentally. Leo, it is Vision Quest. And this is always a very good sign. Breaking free, ready to dance. The invitation here, Leo, find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for a walk in a park. If you live in the country, make sure that you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch, get away from your desk, go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves. So set your intention and ask nature for a guiding vision for your life. Ooh, that's pretty deep. That is deep, Leo. Get off of that couch. Virgo, it is Ghost Dance. And of course, I hear my dogs wanting to go out. I apologize for that pause, Virgos. Your invitation says the ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage of your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story of your life. Wow, that's amazing. I have a stellium in Virgo, so yes, I'm going to pay attention to that. Libra, we have the spiral. And your invitation, Libra, is to renew yourself. You must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that this skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. That is beautiful. Scorpio. I don't know if, I guess the photo isn't that clear. I apologize for that. It appeared clear when I took it. Scorpio, your invitation is, have you been hibernating? Have you been on introspective? It is time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Life is calling you to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Get out and play. I love that. And I think that is so apropos for so many Scorpios. Sagittarius, it is the thunder. And the thunder, the invitation for this is, when thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for everything and anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. Whoo! Excited for my Sagittarius friends. Capricorn. It is the arrow. And I will point out that this is one of the cards that Bae Marie picked for the collective, which I find wonderful and interesting. So the invitation for Capricorn. When the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed and focused, keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark and you will have cause to celebrate. I love that. That's fantastic, right? I think so. Aquarius. This is another card for the collective as well, as you'll see. It is the Jaguar. And I love Jaguar, Adorango, Mother Jaguar. The invitation here says, Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your Jaguar instinct will serve you well. And last but not least, we have Pisces with the corn. And I would expect that that would mean abundance and a time of harvest. But let's see. The invitation here says, you have planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is a time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in the quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So these are the cards that Bae Marie, my Cancer puppy dog, picked for all of you. I did post a picture on Facebook and Instagram showing her pulling the cards. She just seems like such a natural. I think she watched Missa do it for so long that when I shuffled and spread the cards and told her to pick, she put her paws on it and went right down into a little puppy pose, and it was just perfect. So I read the arrow. I just read the Jaguar. So the arrow talking about letting our intentions fly and hitting the mark and not worrying about the when, the how, the shape, the form something is going to show up. We have to release that and just, shoot that arrow and know that it will hit the mark it is supposed to when it is supposed to. Jaguar saying to, get out, get outside of our own boxes, go explore, try something new, do something that maybe you were afraid of, and make things an adventure. And now the Sorcerer, which I have not read yet. And so I feel like magic is afoot at this time with the Sorcerer coming into play, but we shall see. Our invitation for the Sorcerer says, when the Sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. I love that it's paired with the Jaguar and the arrow, because it really does go very well. I'm sorry, I just like got a glimpse of a dream that I had last night. Okay, now I have to shake that off a little bit. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbors feeling of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, or hatred. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, all is not lost. So this could be a really fantastic card of us clearing our minds and souls and spirits in an attempt to make our vision boards for the Aries new moon. This is a week of clearing out the clutter, and these items would be our ethereal clutter or mental clutter. All right, so if so, all is not lost. You have only forgotten that all things are interconnected and the universe is abundant. The Sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. Perfect for this week. You're given a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside of you. Make peace with it and choose another way. And I think that is just absolutely fantastic, right? I'm going to stop sharing after I thank all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think those cards were phenomenal for this week, especially the cards for the collective. That Sorcerer card, it goes so perfectly. So, like we're clearing out our space clutter. And do I have enough time in this weekend to do it, or even in this week? Make an attempt, do something that will help the space, because if you know anything about energy, you have to make space for new things coming in. So if we're vision boarding and putting up items that we want to bring into our lives, we have to make the space for it, right? So, like I said, I'm not a vision boarder, but I'm going to try it because I have nothing to lose, right? All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends. Check out my other videos. Comment me, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, also let me know, because maybe I didn't think of something, for our Aries New Moon Challenge. And I will see you next week. Once we're all cleaned up and going into this new moon, stay tuned. I'll try and post those collective cards on Facebook and Instagram with some further channeled messages for us so that it can help us in our decluttering this week. I love you all. Happy new moon in Aries. Bye.